Hello and welcome everybody, Farmer Donkey here. We are back again on our Homestead Survival Challenge, brought to us by Crustu Farms. And we're again playing on the Forest Hills map by Insane Sim Guy. So, as you guys can kind of hear in the background, we had to make an adjustment or two. So, talking with the ISG, we realized that on the map, we're not going to get any milk from our animals. Cows don't start producing milk until they're 27 months old, and goats don't start producing milk until they are 20 months old. And with us buying our goats at 8 months old, I believe, yeah, that puts us right there at the deadline of 12 months to be able to get our goats to produce milk. So we ended up cutting down a lot of trees, placing down a cattle pen, and buying ourselves 20 milking cows to hopefully, just in the nick of time, get enough milk to get through the first year's challenge of 2,000 liters. Yeah. Another thing we did end up doing is going back and watching Crustu's challenge films. He did do a change that I am going to go ahead and post in the description as far as the requirements throughout the years. Biggest things he changed were the amount of eggs required and the amount of honey required. So that first year, honey's going to be 1 pallet, and then 2 pallets in the second year, and 3 pallets in the last. Whereas eggs is 6 pallets in the last year, 4 in the second year, and 2 in the first year. So, we do have some food because we threw all of our bales that we had in there to feed the cows. But in order to get the milk out of them, we are going to have to get TMR. So we did go with the brown cows because they were just a little bit cheaper than the Holsteins. So that's why we went with them instead of Holsteins. Kind of save a little bit of money. Like I said, we cut down every tree on the main part of our farm. We still have our forestry area to go cut through. But yeah. We did do that. Definitely thinking that we need to put a little bit of straw into our goat pen, sheep pen, and cow pen. They look like they still got plenty of feed for now, because they still got a little bit of meadow, but definitely don't want to run too deep into that. We want to keep our goats healthy. And still producing, because I don't think we're going to get rid of them. Now, what are we going to be getting into today? So in the last episode, we did kind of mow and get things ready. We did go ahead and take the food away from the little calves here. We plan on moving those over into the big calf barn soon. What can we plant, though? We do want to go ahead and plant, because we can plant. I mean, we can plant summer barley or summer wheat. And that'll feed chickens. And get us, hopefully, something soon. Looks like we did summer barley. It'd be done a little bit sooner and in time for another planting season. But, I do want to keep getting crops on the ground. So, I think that might be what we go with, is probably summer barley, and then maybe if we have to plant grass in between, get a good cut off of it, and then to feed our animals, and then roll back into another batch of barley, maybe. Just kind of keep cycling our crops that way to maximize our usage. Now, that does mean that we're not going to have a whole lot of grass to feed our animals right away, but I think that's something that we can work with. We are going to do a grass field itself, kind of over here in this area, so we want to get that cleaned up, plowed out, and all that as well. Yeah. Let's see. I think we want to go ahead and jump into our tractor real quick and go get our wood sold that we did cut down. We still have a little bit left, kind of get a little bit more income, kind of play with here. So let's go hook up to the trailer and get things rolling there. Or just run into a tree. Something along those lines. Yeah, I think we can squeeze through here instead. Snow is slick, guys, if you guys weren't aware. But, so we're gonna keep doing that. Not a full load, but it is what we had left. I just didn't really, roll it in. We did get about 40,000, I want to say. I don't have the numbers right in front of me at the moment, but I think it was like 44,000 that we made from selling the trees, and then of course with buying the cows and cow pen and everything, we're down to where we are now. Nope. Hey, look, a log. Toss that on there. Might as well get as much as we can in the trip. All right, strap it in and let's roll. Oh, please don't hit us. Please don't hit us. I'm sorry. I'll take out the sign. I'm kind of glad that where we chose is right down the road from the sawmill. Just looking at our honey pallet, looks like we got a little crate there. I think what it takes four crates to make a pallet, so I think we're maybe a quarter of the way there to a pallet, which isn't too bad. Maybe depending on how much honey we produce this year with the amount of beehives that we have, we might look into maybe downsizing our bee operation or leaving it where it is. I haven't quite decided yet, but the fact that on the final year we only need 3 pallets of honey, if we're getting 4 to 5 pallets of honey, great. But definitely want to make sure that we're getting about 3 pallets a year. So looks like, yeah, we're at 31 liters of honey, so not bad. I mean, let's see, one pallet is 1,000 liters. Yeah, we should be okay, I think, maybe as far as our honey production. In the shop, not really something that's usable, that's on sale. Definitely good to see all of those popping in. We did install a couple of mods, as well. One of those is, to be able to see the vehicles that are in the shop, so when we do go up there, you guys will probably see those vehicles sitting there. We don't own them, but they're there in the shop, so we can actually kind of take a look at them and see if that's something that we're going to want to use here in the future. But I'm going to head back to the farm, and we will see you guys there. All right, welcome back, everybody. So as you can see, we have our bucket out. We're going to try and pick up the stones off the field. We do have to get through a little bit of snow first, and we'll get these collected, hopefully, and maybe be able to sell them for a little bit of money, maybe. Not sure how much we're gonna get. But, oh no, it switched to snow. So maybe we need to clear a little bit more snow around these stones and be able to pick them up. But I'm gonna go ahead and do what I can to plow out around these and get these stones picked up. We'll see you guys back here in a bit. All right, welcome back, everybody. So we got our stones collected. and we put them all in the trailer. Didn't get a whole lot of stones from it, only 140 some odd liters. So I'm not expecting a huge payday from the stones, but it's going to be something. The snow did kind of melt off around 9:30-ish, I want to say, maybe 10 o'clock. It might have been 9 o'clock, I'm not sure. But definitely made it a whole lot easier. It took us a minute to get the stones kind of picked up. And I mean, I'm kind of glad. Can we get the dump trigger? Yeah, I'm kind of glad that it did, because it did make it ultimately a whole lot easier after I struggled and did that. But I think that doesn't accept stones there. So I know there is a stone sell point down here at the sawmill. Sorry, words are hard. Trying to think of what to say. But yeah, there's a debris crusher up here. Now, if you guys didn't know, the debris crusher in base game, and I learned this from modding and everything, if you actually put the stones in the upper level, right there inside the crusher, you get twice the amount back for your stones. So, if you can afford it, to go down there with a bucket and unload your trailer into your bucket and put it in the stone tank, it's actually worth it. Unfortunately, we don't have a second tractor to kind of dump the stones into the bucket, so we're going to be just unloading at the cheaper of the two. And I mean, what, we got 12 bucks for it? Not a whole lot of stones, but I mean, every dollar matters, right? So, all right, now our precision farming, let's go ahead and buy, since we have all of it plowed out now. I did do that off camera as well, just getting those plowed. That way we can roll right into seeding everything. But yeah, I wanted to wait till we got it plowed to buy those samples, kind of see what we're dealing with, see if we can't get it limed and seeded fairly easily, and then we can kind of go from there. But yeah, so these are the items that are in the sale. We don't own them. I kind of talked about it a little bit earlier, but yeah, you can see them on the map. So when we drive up there, they'll be out there. Kind of interesting to kind of play around with that mod. But I think we should be able to just cut right up here. And the reason we have the pallet forks instead of the bucket is because we need seeds. We need seeds, we need lime, and then we need some stuff to spread it with on both accounts. So that's really why we're coming up here, try and get that stuff so we can kind of get our field where it needs to be. Come on, tractor. I know you can make it. Here we are up at the shop, and you guys get to see the used sales in person, including that interesting parking job. What is going on there? Why is the sprayer like that? Okay. I mean, I guess it's one way to display the sprayer by putting it on a tree planter? Sure. All right, guys. Yeah, let's just go ahead and look at the store for what we're gonna grab real quick. Oh, that was another thing. We ended up switching our plows to the hand plow because our tractor just didn't have the juice to plow anything. We're gonna go ahead and do the manual spreader for our fertilizer. Costs us a whopping $300. But it does lime, fertilizer, and manure as well. Gonna go ahead and buy our lime. I know the challenge says that we have to purchase our fertilizer, but I almost wonder if we're allowed to use our manure. I do have to ask Mr. Crustu about that one. Yeah, let's go ahead and buy a second thing of lime, just in case. Not sure what we're gonna need. And planters, does it have a planter? No. Okay, so maybe it's just in seeders for the hand seeder. And honestly, it looks like it does all the crops that you would need a planter for. So, yeah. I think we're going to go ahead and buy that for 300. All right. Now, just because we also kind of want to go ahead and optimize our fields, let's go ahead and get the hand roller. It's only 150. And you know what? I think it's going to be worth it for us to kind of use that as well. All right. So we got kind of everything here. I'm going to go ahead and get it all loaded up, get it taken out of the farm, and we'll see you guys back up there. All right. Welcome back, everybody. We are back down here at the farm. We did get our lime and everything loaded up. We did end up having to buy a pallet of seeds since we had forgot to do it while we were talking to you guys at the shop. So we got the pallet of bagged seeds. That way it was a little bit more seeds for our dollar. We're liming this field here, and hopefully we'll be able to get everything planted as well, kind of make it a little bit easier on us. But man, this terrain is a little rough. We did end up having issues. I went to try and load the pallet into the trailer, and it dumped all of the lime into the trailer. So we've been using a bucket loader, and we dumped all the lime on the ground up at the top to fill up our spreader. But yeah, definitely a lot of fun so far getting this done. Trying to get this headland here. Yeah. It is going to be quite some work. I don't know if I'm going to keep you guys in this entire thing. I think we'll keep you guys here until we finish this first headland. And I think we'll go ahead and just do a jump cut and show you guys the results afterward. Because I have the strangest feeling this is going to take quite some time to get done. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead, finish this up, and we'll see you guys back here in a short time. All right, everybody, welcome back. As you can see, we're finishing up liming our second field. This is going to be our grass field. We figured out if we went ahead and seeded first, we can still put the lime on, and it's a little bit easier to control. So you'll have to see the lime on this field, but we did have an easier time putting the lime down, and it wasn't as jittery. So we did go back, we picked up our pallet of seed, we picked up our roller, and we reconfigured our trailer in the off scene. We had to take a weight to pick up the lime, but we just kind of put it back on the pallet forks to bring it up here. Sorry about blocking traffic, guys. But the reason that we did it that way was so that we can actually come and move our calves into the big pen and put them in with the rest of our cows, and that'll kind of alleviate the need for those calf pens there. Just open this up, get everything unloaded. Oh, roller unloaded itself for us. That was nice of it. I am using a little bit of super strength here, but yeah, it's to help with this right here, because this pallet, this trailer likes to eat pallets. And yeah, no way were we going to be able to get a pallet fork in there to get things in and out. So a little bit of super strength, not too bad though. That is not the vehicle I wanted. Okay. I don't need the weight. Can we set that down nicely? Or am I going to have to toss it around a little bit? Doop-de-doop-de-doop. There we go. Okay, it's off. I should be able to pull right up to the calf huts. I'm not sure if the gate has to be open or shut. Let's shut it so we can drive a little bit easier though, and see if we can still get the trigger. But get rid of these calf huts, get a little bit more money back from them. And it just makes sense if we got big cows already. Alright, move this one. Yep, move to trailer. There we go. Awesome. Now we just deliver this one. I believe it's just one at a time. I can't remember if this holds 2 calves at the same time, but it is what it is. We're gonna just do one at a time. So my original idea of, well, I guess breeding our beef cows isn't gonna work, because the rules were clarified in a later episode of of Mr. Crustu's challenge that any of the cows, any of the pigs that we have for the challenge that we're selling for meat, we have to sell all of the ones that we have for that same purpose. We can't just kind of stock up by breeding that way. So we are going to end up just buying what we need for that year and fattening them up to sell at the end of the year. So I guess the older we get them, the better. So definitely sell them in December, buying them in January. So I almost wonder though if, yeah, I think the safest bet is just to go ahead and buy them in January. Got a little bit back from selling those calf huts, not a ton, but it's better than nothing, you know? Every dollar matters. Yeah, definitely been thinking a lot about how we're going to approach this, as we do have some pretty steep requirements. I know we can store like our basic grains, we can store any feed product. And I think we can kind of, if we grow things little by little, we can kind of get there. We do still need to put down a greenhouse. But I also kind of got tired of the hogs running in, and now that we've planted some crops, we want to do that. If anybody knows the difference between like this 750 and the 500 one, let me know in the comments down below, because I'm not sure what they do. I think they both kind of do the same thing. I don't know if the 751 does a little bit better, but we're gonna go ahead and plop a couple of these down. I think I want to do it on like the edge of the property. That way we're not running into too many issues with what we need to do. And I know it needs to be somewhat near trees, but I'm not sure if we cut the trees down, will it still remain there to keep the pigs away? Because there's a lot of forests around us. So yeah, I think 3 should suffice for now. Kind of put that up towards the cow pen. Oh, I can't put it in the cow pen. That would have been nice. But kind of in this area that's kind of still out of the way, but... Oh, right. There goes $1,500 to get that. Yeah. Definitely need to start looking at a greenhouse soon. I did kind of want to use the one that ISG helped make because we're playing on his map, but that one is 60,000 because it's also a production as well. But it would definitely help out with the challenge because that is a canning factory, I believe. So we can definitely use that. Okay, yeah. So that shows up as that as our feeding station. Nice. Looking good, looking good. Should keep the pigs away, because we don't want any kind of damage to our crops. Oh, no, we don't. But since all of our animals need straw to make manure, get them some bedding. We do need to go pick up a few bales of straw, as well as our chickens have been running low on feed. Definitely hoping to get more chicken feed. Keep those birds fed and producing eggs, but that's definitely going to be another challenge there, is to kind of keep the animals fed as well. Another reason to keep the hogs away, I guess. So one of the things that we have noticed with this trailer is there's some really weird collisions if the rails are on the outside. So I think here in the future, we're probably going to either keep it configured as like the flatter version, and then maybe as a water barrel as well. Not animal dealer. What am I doing? Yeah, that's right. Feed. Okay. So is straw under food? No, but chicken feed is. We'll buy that. I think we'll go ahead and just load up the trailer with chicken feed and go dump it, and then we'll come back for the straw bales. If I can get it to refill. Okay, doesn't look like it. Okay. Don't mind me. I'm just gonna deal with the collisions this way. Yeah. Not super realistic, but you know, if it gets the pallets down there, it does. It works. If it fits, it ships, right? That totally fits, guys. Totally fits. But yeah. I'm gonna go feed the chickens, and I will see you guys back here in a bit. Alright, so we fed the chickens, and kind of as I hinted about, we're reconfiguring this right now. Yeah. Just does not work so well with those rails. Let me go ahead, reconfigure that. Hopefully we can get our bales of straw a little bit easier with this. All right, and straw. That's right, it's not in food. It's bales. There we go. I think we want to go ahead and buy the square bales. A little bit more bang for our buck there than just buying the small ones. We will need 3 because we have chicken pen, the goat pen, and the cows as well. Hopefully we can get 2 into the trailer, and then we can possibly get a 3rd one on our pallet forks and see if we can't get that. Hopefully that's not too heavy. There we go. Okay. And back down to the farm we go. Go give these animals a little bit of bedding to keep them warm in these harsh nights that we get on this map. Ugh. Man, I'm getting tired from that hard day's work, though. There was a lot that we got done today. I'm definitely hoping that my theory kind of works out with the cows and everything. We do have to kind of take a look, probably at the mod hub, to see if there's going to be an affordable TMR mixer. Because for our theory to work out for milk, pretty sure we have to do TMR. So there's that. We're gonna have to figure out what we're gonna do silage wise to try and get that part of the TMR for our cows. Oop, oop. Well, I guess that's one way to get it off the pallet forks. And bounced right into the pin. Yep, yep. You know, I might need to soften that out, but it worked. So, all right, and then we'll go and toss one for the goats, and we should be able to toss one over at the cows. Let's see if we can't actually do this the right way without throwing the bale, though. Interesting. I'm so confused about that at the moment. Yeah, I think we're just gonna use super strength. Not sure why the pallet forks aren't working in the bale. It worked just fine to getting it over here, but yeah, I don't know. That's kind of weird to me. And there we go. They got straw, they got hay. They're doing all right. But the one thing that we're not getting from them currently is manure. So we do want to kind of get that kind of set up. We got plenty of slurry going in, but we're just not getting any manure. One, we didn't have any straw, but we also don't have a manure pit linked to... this isn't the right menu. Yeah, chickens have manure, have a manure pit. I guess kind of. The goats have one built in. Wonder if that's what the chickens are linked to. But the cows, they do not have a manure pit, so we will have to put one of those down real quick. That's under silos, I believe. Okay. We did install a mod that we wanted to kind of check out, but then there's this one right here. That's $1,000. Okay, and this was 4,500. I think I'm gonna have to stick with the one that ISG provided us for $1,000. It's small, it's compact, it holds 250,000 liters. Don't necessarily like the rotation. I wish it was a full rotate instead of a 25, sorry, not 25, 90 degree rotation. But I think we should be able to get that to work somewhere. I don't really want it on the side of our shed like that. Can I get it right there? That shouldn't be too bad into the way. I will definitely see later on if it's in the way. But yeah, and now it looks like it's linked in, so we're going to be getting manure from that. Again, I'm going to check with Mr. Crustu if we can use manure for our fields. And if we can, great, we'll use that. And if we can't, we'll just sell it as a product. But yeah. All in all, I definitely like it. We do need to get a greenhouse put down. What can we afford? So this one's kind of really nice. It's only 1,500, but it looks like it has some requirements that we might not be able to have. Let's see. What does it require? And it would look really nice on the farm. But, I mean, I really would prefer to use the one for 65,000 that ISG helped make. What am I doing? Oh, productions. Okay. Yeah, so we got manure there in the inputs, but what is this garden substrate? I'm not sure what that is. It looks like we need it for every recipe. I think we're just going to go ahead and get rid of that one. Put down a regular greenhouse in its footprint. But I don't think we have the money for it. Because that's greenhouse for rice saplings. It's about the right footprint, but... I don't think we can afford one of these at the moment. Yeah, the smallest there. Yeah. So, probably have to wait another month, do a little bit of selling. But we can put down a wind generator to power our farm. Been living without power for the last couple of months. And now we can officially heat our trailer. So, yeah. I think that looks amazing, and I think this is where we're going to go ahead and call the episode. So if you made it this far, please consider smashing the like button and even possibly subscribing. But definitely check out the list of awesome content creators that took part in this challenge and go give them a like and share the love with them. But until next time, peace!